Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a great morning so far. I had something I wanted to share with you real quick. This is in Ezekiel 37. This is verses 1 through, I believe, 14. So it's a little chunk of scripture here. It says, "The hand of the Lord was on me." This is Ezekiel talking. This is kind of a vision that God was giving him. It says, "The hand of the Lord was on me, and he brought me out by the Spirit of the Lord and set me in the middle of a valley. It was full of bones. He led me back and forth among them, and I saw a great many bones on the floor of the valley, bones that were very dry. He asked me, 'Son of man, can these bones live?' I said, 'Sovereign Lord, you alone know.' Then he said to me, 'Prophesy to these bones and say to them, Dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. This is what the Sovereign Lord says to these bones. I will make breath enter you, and you will come to life. I will attach tendons to you, and make flesh come upon you and cover you with skin. I will put breath in you, and you will come to life. Then you will know that I am the Lord.' So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I was prophesying there was a noise, a rattling sound, and the bones came together, bone to bone. I looked, and tendons and flesh appeared on them, and skin covered them, but there was no breath in them. Then he said to me, 'Prophesy to the breath. Prophesy, Son of man, and say to it, This is what the Sovereign Lord says. Come, breathe from the four winds, and breathe into these slain, that they may live.' So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath entered them. They came to life and stood up on their feet, a vast army. Then he said to me, 'Son of man, these bones are the people of Israel. They say, Our bones are dried up, and our hope is gone. We are cut off. Therefore prophesy to them, This is what the Sovereign Lord says. My people, I'm going to open up your graves and bring you up from them. I will bring you back to the land of Israel. Then you, my people, will know that I am the Lord when I open your graves and bring you up from them. I will put my spirit in you, and you will live, and I will settle you in your own land. Then you will know that I, the Lord, have spoken, and I have done it, declares the Lord." So in this story, God has given Ezekiel this vision of this really deceased army in this valley that clearly really lost their last battle on earth. And another little background, back then it seemed that since they didn't have the medical technology that we have now, that when a person died, they still had a little bit of hope. They thought, well, maybe they're in a coma, as we would say now, or maybe they're asleep or they're unconscious. They still believed that there was hope that they would come back. They couldn't say with certainty, as we could now, that that person is gone. So back then, the only point in which they had lost hope was whenever, as gruesome as it sounds, when the decay process started to take place. And there's a parallel, in this case there was a parallel of that to Israel, but we could also put ourselves in Israel's shoes in this picture, so to speak, that we're this army. Before we come to know Christ, before God and Jesus took over our life and saved us as children of God, we had no hope. We were those dry bones. We were at the end of our rope. All hope was lost. It was done. Game over. We lost the war. No questions asked. The end. End of the story. I don't know how I can reiterate that anymore. The end. We had no hope. But then, just as whenever Christ took over our life, as much as we were a new creation and brought back to life, in the same way these bones, these dry bones, came back to life. And, it's not that they just come to life, the end. It said that they stood up as a vast army. So, if you're dying of cancer in the hospital, you're still alive, but you're lying there in a bed weak. So in this case, the fact that they stood up showed that they were strong, that they had as much strength, if not more, than they had before. And that is our life as a child of God. We are a new creation. We've been reborn. We have new life in us, and we can stand strong. And we are the army of God. We are His children, and we are the body that He wants to do amazing things with. And even though we may feel like we're in that hospital bed spiritually, so to speak, and that we're weak and, oh, God can't use me, or God, I've done too much, God can't forgive me. No. Us, the same way as this army, we were at the end of our rope, all hope was gone, but Jesus changed everything. Jesus changes everything. And when He brings us back to life and forgives us, we're strong again. and nothing can change that. Nothing can separate us from the love of God, which that's a whole other message. But hope that encourages you guys today, and have a great day, and we'll see you soon. See ya.